Hi, and welcome to my channel. Today I just wanted to kind of talk about the ego and basically how we can see it differently. Is the ego really that bad? Well, of course it did get programmed by society, our parents, things that were a little bit out of our control when we were kids. The ego can be a little challenging, of course. It can be difficult, but is it really all that bad? Well, if you think about how when we were growing up and we were kids, we were a little bit helpless, I guess, if you will, and we all experienced some form of trauma. There's different levels of trauma, of course, but there is definitely trauma that we have all experienced in some form or another. Whether it's feeling neglect from our parents, or not feeling seen or understood, whatever the case may be, we all hold some form of trauma. And if we were highly sensitive, or empathic, as I feel like I am, it might hit us a little harder than most. So the trauma that we feel may not have been as bad to others, but it might have affected us more if we were a little more empathic. So our ego came in, this kind of personality that responded to these traumas that we incurred in our life, and it basically helped us cope. It maybe made us feel closed off from our feelings to protect us, or it made us more workaholics, or feel like we have to achieve a lot in order to protect ourselves and feel seen. So if we think of our ego in that aspect of how it was actually there to protect us, find a different way of coping with basically circumstances that as kids we didn't know how to handle, we can be a little bit more appreciative of our ego and how it actually is beneficial in that sense, that it helped secure us, protect us, feel like we can manage these circumstances that we found ourselves in. So how do we basically stop hating our ego? We can actually find a way to love, respect it, and appreciate the job that it did for us, because, well, really we wouldn't have survived without it. So how do we kind of tell our ego to calm down, that we're not in that unsafe environment that we were as kids? How do we tell the ego that we're okay now? Basically, we have to do things that make us uncomfortable. There's no bypassing it, really. For example, for me, even just doing these videos, starting a YouTube channel, that's me trying to conquer my ego. It's very uncomfortable for me to actually talk to this camera, despite what it might look like. But I know that I want to have a channel. I want to connect to people, and through all the spiritual learning that I have gone through, I want to share that. So I have to tell my ego it's okay. It's okay to be seen. It's okay to tell others what I've learned. It's okay to be out there and express my feelings and be somewhat vulnerable. And that's hard. It's always going to be hard, but we can continue to face those fears, because that helps us grow and learn, and it teaches our ego that it's okay. When we see that we don't die, that we aren't getting hurt, that nothing hurts us by doing things that are scary, then the ego can kind of calm down. It's a way of teaching it again and restructuring the way that it sees things by experiences, right? Experiences help not only us learn, but helps our ego see, okay, we're safe now. We're not in a place of danger. And by doing new things, trying new things, when we see these amazing outcomes that happen from it, when we see like these beautiful changes that just expand our life so much more, the ego learns and it's like, okay, maybe that isn't so bad. And it learns and grows with us. So yes, the ego is challenging. There's always going to be that little voice probably that's holding you back, that's afraid to do new things, that may even put you down sometimes. But if we can integrate the ego, if we can show it love, instead of trying to fight it all the time, I think that is the best way of change and the best way of integrating it. And then just really telling it that it doesn't need to be in control anymore. It doesn't need to run the show. And yeah, it is beneficial. It is helpful. So if you like this kind of information, if you are on a spiritual journey like I am and want to learn new things like I'm learning, or as I learn them, please like and subscribe. It helps me battle my ego that I have in trying to make these videos. It helps inspire me to keep doing it. And you know, I love teaching what I learn. I love learning new things, not only about spirituality, but about psychology. And yeah, just all the experiences that I go through, I'd love to share with you and build a community. So if that interests you, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you later.